Hey guys, Cam here at the Battler workshop. Well, it's been very hot here. It's I don't think we've had any days this week where it's been under 35, and doing fairly long hours at work at the moment, and coming home and I'm absolutely flogged. I just crashed. So, and it's still hot to get out in the workshop anyway. As soon as you're out here, you just start sweating profusely. So anything you touch. So I've given the workshop a bit of a rest this week. So not much in the way of machining, but. Myself and Rose go into the waterfront usually on a Saturday morning and have a light breakfast and a cuppa. So I thought I'd take you on a bit of a trip. It's only about 10 minutes away from where I live, and it's a very relaxing area. It's a great place to take the family. There's always something going on down at the waterfront. There's concerts, there's markets, there's the big Ironman competitions last week, and a couple of weeks before that we had the Cadell bike race. We had the big festival of the sails. We have the wooden boat festival down here. So there's always stuff going on down at the waterfront. It's a very busy place. And the air show's on today. So they've got the big Avalon air show, which I've been to a number of times. But today's going to be 40 plus. It's going to be absolutely horrific out there with the temperatures. So I've given it a miss. But little Dan's gone out with a couple of mates. So myself and Rose have got the day to ourselves. Well, I'm going out to see Johnny around with a bunch of mates. So Rose is gonna study. She's picked up another graduate diploma that she's going to be doing at Flinders Uni. So she's going to be studying like crazy for the next couple of years to finish that one. So she'll be a very qualified nurse when that's all finished. So Danny's headed down there. As I said, we go down to the waterfront and just enjoy it. So I don't know, a lot of other YouTubers sort of show the area around where you live. So we're very lucky. We're less than 10 minutes away from the waterfront, or it's a 20-minute ride on your bike if you go on the bike paths. And we're 10 minutes away from probably the most pristine beaches in the world: Torquay, Jan Joke, Ocean Grove, Barwon Heads, and then out to the west we've got the Barrables out to the country, which is a beautiful area as well, out through the rivers, and then out to the east we've got the Bellarine Peninsula heading down to Port Arlington, Dented Head, St Leonards, and into Queenscliff. So we're very lucky where we live. There's heaps to do. There's heaps to do every day on the weekend if you want to get into it. So anyway, if you're interested and want to stick around a bit of a look around where I live, hang on. If you just want to hang on for some machining videos, then pop back when the weather cools down a little bit, because it's starting to get very warm in here now, and we're sort of just after lunch. So anyway, enjoy it if you want, and as I said, if not, I'll catch you up with the next machining video. Okay, guys. Righto, so we're just going to head into town and down to the. Oops, don't go through that. Just going to head into town and down to the waterfront to have some breakfast. It's Saturday morning, and it's yeah, good on you, mate. It's going to be around 40 degrees today, so I'm going to go have an early morning breakfast and get home and stay cool. But, you can see the Cardinia Stadium up in front of us there, the big footy stadium. We've been doing the Big Bash cricket there lately. It's coming up past where my old school was. It's now apartments. It's the old Geelong Tech. Palais. Pretty quiet at the moment, not a lot of people around. I've got the big air show down at in Geelong or at Avalon today, so little Dan's headed out there with a couple of mates, and we've got the day to ourselves, although I'm catching up with a bunch of mates this afternoon. It's the old customs house. Over the other side there is the Denny's Wool Museum, or the Denny's Wool Stores, which is now the Wool Museum in Geelong. up here with the number of restaurants on the back. This is the main part of the waterfront where all the little cafes are and parks. We'll try and find a park now. Alright. So yeah, a lot of people around this morning. It's probably about 8:30 Saturday morning. It's going to be around 40 degrees today. It's going to warm right up. Looking across to the Deakin Waterfront Uni.
And he just ran. Oh my God.
Got two campuses in Geelong, down here at the waterfront and out at Warren Ponds, which is just a couple of minutes away from where we live, out in the countryside of Geelong. Looking out across the bay. Transylvania Parklands. Sounds like something out of a Dracula movie. There's a little spot I used to come down to when I was a kid on my push bike and just fish off all the little wharves around here. So this little boat here is called a cuppa boat, and they were fairly popular back in the early 1900s, and they're fairly popular now as restoration or new builds. And I used to do, when I was running my foundry, about 60 castings for these little cuppa boats. There's about 60 bronze castings depending on the size of the cuppa boat, but chine plates, goosenecks, all the mast fittings right up to the top. Used to do the masthead stay fittings in alley bronze. All the transom fittings, the tiller fittings, bow sprits. Beautiful little boats, but I used to do them for a boat builder down at a local area called Indented Heads, and he used to manufacture these from you. It was an insomniac, and the guy never used to sleep. He used to do the most beautiful cuppa boats up to 60 foot. And he'd do restorations, and he had a bit of a rule that the boat had to be older than 1927, I think it was, before he would do the restoration. Just down here at the local yacht club. This is a place where it's nice to come down and have a beer on a Saturday arvo. Great little setting. It's all the yacht pens over there. Quite a big crew of them. It's a big first wheel. He'll be packing up in the next few weeks now that summer's over, heading off to somewhere else in the country. This is the, I guess you call it a city beach, the eastern beach down here at Geelong. Looking over to the rotunda. So down on the rotunda at the moment, looking across to the city. Awful lot of high-rises starting to go up along the waterfront now. Hanging around to where I work now, out on the refinery jetties, 4-berth jetty, 2 for crude and black products, and the other 2 for petrols, jet fuels, solvents and chemicals. So I look after all the maintenance now on the refinery jetty. Quite a big crew, and I look after a couple of crews in the refinery itself as part of the energy reduction program. Looking across, there's the diving tower, and looking across to where I used to work, which is now almost demolished, which was the Alcoa plant down here. So was the chief mech design draftsman there for many, many years. Very sad to see it all going. A few people getting down here early. And looking over there in the distance is where the Avalon Air Show is going to be kicking off fairly soon. So we're going to hear some roars. They start off with the old warbirds first. A lot of the early Korean, Vietnam War jets have the old warbirds, the Spitties and the Mustangs. Magnificent sight they are. So it's going to get very, very busy here. And here comes the chopper, which does all the flights around Geelong. So he's going to be landing over here at the just over yonder at the waterfront, just in front of the Wharfshed restaurants. Now Grain Corp. Just down here on the grassland area there. It's like a bulky going out. Yeah, it's fantastic living down here. It's, as I said, we're only 10 minutes away from here. And we're 10 minutes away from probably some of the most pristine beaches in the world down at Torquay, Jan Juc, Ocean Grove, Barwon Heads. And we're about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from Bellarine Peninsula down to Port Arlington and Dented Head, St Leonards, Queenscliff. So there's always heaps to do here on a weekend. Yeah, it's starting to build up with people. As I said, it's going to be cracking up over 40 degrees today. It's going to be very, very warm. So I'm catching up with a bunch of mates. Johnny Ram, you might have seen his beautiful models that I showed in one of my videos. We're heading down to his place. So all the boys will be catching up. A few coldies and enjoy the afternoon. Just down here at Eastern Beach. That's the pool. Used to come down here heaps when I was a kid on my bike and just go swimming. And come down here on the bike pretty regularly with Danny. So it's about 20 minutes by bike. You take the bike paths. Looking across to the Western Beach area and Rippleside, which has got the huge boardwalk that runs from basically the city right around to the beaches at Rippleside and the parks, the big adventure playground, and then further around to St Helens. So it's a beautiful area. Beautiful area. Yang's way over there in the distance. As I said, coming out to Avalon where the air show is today. Not that you can see anything, but yeah. So it's going to be 40 degrees today. A lot of people starting to set up. Have an awful lot of concerts down here on the grasslands, either here or down actually in front of the waterfront. So there's always something going on each weekend. Anyway, just thought I'd show you a little bit of the area where I live, which is, as I said, less than 10 minutes drive. And we come down here on a Saturday morning to have some breakfast and go for a walk each day, or each weekend I should say. And as I said, I often come down here on the bikes with Danny. Alright guys, we'll see you back with some machining soon. Alright, just heading up Marble Street, which is the main centre of town. You can see the big light towers in the background there from Godinia Park. They play the Aussie rules footage, cricket and soccer, and yeah, a lot of concerts down there as well. Down the old Bram Street. The old power station in Geelong back in the early 1900s over there, the Melbourne Electric Light Company. Right, just a view up from Eastern Beach, looking over the water. This is where I used to come up and have my lunch when I worked at the little engineering shop for a couple of years. So it looks like either the Reliance or the Alliance in one of the little bunker ships taking on fuel oil for the shipping. In and out every couple of days onto the jetties. And that's looking over to Western Beach way over there. There's a huge boardwalk that goes right the way around there to Rippleside. So it's probably K and a half, and then further on around to St Helens. So yeah, it's a great bike ride.